law, Vancouver police will arrest them. So, Antifa comes over here, they do what they do, they get arrested. They do what they do in Portland, they don't.
Could the other side not come, like on the campus? Because I noticed there's no counter protesters.
I noticed there was some.
Well, I wasn't here today, but the last time
Yeah.
I showed up a little late, but I didn't see any, so I thought maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed there was a group down there, but they're basically preaching the same thing that they're preaching up here. No hate.
Oh, I see.
So,
but they didn't actually meet up, really.
No.
Who thinks that I'm the easy target to break through? Okay, go. This one's mine.
Less battles.
No, you're mine.
Yeah.
You were dumb enough to come to me, and unfortunately.
So that's what. And yeah, today went by really nice.
Really? I came late. If you ever want to do a footage share, let me know.
Okay.
Of like group stuff, Individual interviews, I don't know if I can do like sit down interviews just because I kind of, your sources, you tell them,
Yeah.
But we could maybe, if there's, group stuff.
Yeah. No, interviews and stuff like that, I generally don't like to. I mean, I'll do my interviews because I have my questions and stuff like that. But I generally don't like putting up other people's interviews. Because one, I don't. I have to look through everything and see if.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Plus with sources, it's vulnerable. No matter what side someone's on, it's vulnerable to share.
Yeah. Because it's like this. If I say something that you don't like in an interview, or someone says something you don't like in an interview, and it's an interview that I'm doing, and you just I'll post this because Bob filmed it like that, right? And people start making comments saying, "Hey, check this out. You really believe in that?" And you're stuck because you're like, "Well, wait a second."
Yeah, I agree. The interview thing is really no-go, but like group, like if it's a big open group thing, other people kind of have footage of it anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of more open because the sources aren't sharing in a super vulnerable way because they're kind of just out on public street. But it would be good to have some footage of today. I just wasn't here.
Well, I'm bummed because my computer's in the shop and it'll be in the shop till Sunday. So it's like, I could for like 3 days I couldn't upload anything, for my cameras and my so I'm like, oh man. And so yesterday I got a hold of my cousin, right, which does computers, and we couldn't even do an online thing, hook up online with my computer. So he's like, well, take it over to Best Buy, and so I took it over there, and they did their little code run. And they go, yeah, it's.
Where did you go? Because I've been having this issue where when I plug my phone in to the computer, it basically won't read any videos. It only reads my JPEGs.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It's like, so then it will only download that. So I had to go to a special place to get my footage done, which downloaded. Sounds like similar, only different.
Yeah, that's where mine started.
With the picture, with the JPEG.
With not loading down videos and pictures from my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's bad because then it all fills up.
Yeah, and then soon as that's done, it went from there to my SD card and the plug-in for this. So I'm like, oh man, now I can't load any of my videos from my camera or my body cam onto my computer now.
Oh my god, so frustrating. And then don't you do a lot of live stuff too? So doesn't it kind of mess you up with timing?
No.
If you don't get it out there or something? Oh.
No. What I'll probably do is put all these videos that I have all together and bring up the fact that look, in Vancouver and stuff, nothing ever happens, and then look at Portland, and just make it into like a small documentary type thing.
Yeah.
With the narrative that Ted Wheeler's in charge of the Portland Police. Look what happens when Portland Police do their stuff, and look what happens when in Vancouver.
I see.
You know, I'll probably do that, and then I'll probably load them up individually too. But I'll probably do the group one together.
When do you think you'll do your documentary?
Well, it's not a documentary. What
Or
it is?
kind of when you put it all together into a package, I guess.
When I get my computer back.
How long does it take? Have you done one before?
I did a couple of them where I mirrored videos together.
That's cool.
You know.
I don't know how to edit very well. That's what I'm trying to learn. So.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll sit down at my computer at the house, and then I'll discuss the subject. Like this will be, well, look, talk about the protests here, talk about the protests in Portland, and I'll go, well, if you see in Portland, it's a violence, and if you look in Vancouver, when they have stuff like this, nothing happens. And I'll bring out the fact that, it's the mayor telling the police not to engage Antifa.
I see. Because I've never. So this is only my second one I've ever been to in Vancouver, I think. So, but I missed it really. But I can tell it seems quiet. So.
Yeah, I've been to.
It's interesting to go to a different place, kind of, and see what's happening.
All right, I've been to 3 down when they were down at the parks, and Antifa showed up. And basically, Antifa breaks the law. I seen one of them cut a fence that separated Antifa and Patriots of Prayer, and the police immediately went in and arrested the person that cut the fence. It's like, whoa!
What did they cut it with?
Just some cutters. You know the plastic fence that they put up, the temporary plastic fence.
Where?
It's just, when they don't want to keep the fence up, they just put it up.
I thought you meant a specific one.
No.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And it's just a cheap plastic thing, and someone just cut it. So so Antifa's learned that if they come to Vancouver, right, the cop's going to arrest them right away for breaking the laws.
Have they got arrested a lot out here?
Every time that they came over in a group and did stuff, they had arrests.
I see.
Because, if you break the law in Vancouver, the cops here will arrest you. If you're Antifa and you break the laws in Portland, the cops will ignore you. Unless there's a lot of pressure on the mayor to do something, and then the mayor will tell the police, well, you got to do something. But other than that, and they try to even out the rest. If they have to arrest Antifa, then they got to go arrest some people in Patriot of Prayer. But when the boss moves to the room, trying to face that, Trump this, Trump that. There's a leader here to lead you, and he's gonna have you. I think I might record this. Trump that. I'm gonna record this. Trump that. There's a leader here to lead you, and he's gonna have you back. And she takes cash.
Thanks for talking about it.
Hey, you're welcome.
She killed 4 Americans, and that's a fact. Just watch me when I'm on the
I'll let you go so you can talk to more people.
I don't know. When I saw the picture, it was all red, a little blue.
Hey, Haley. Hi.
Yeah, me too. Oh yeah. What I seen the other day was somebody he robbed everything. And he's like,
I'm really excited for you.
No, I understand. You can see us back there. I'm gonna go do something for this. This girl's got work to do. What do you think?
You know, and that's one
I
thing
know
I
you're
like.
rich because you showed that you already had a place called Gypsy Bar and you are doing business on it. I can go back and answer requirements. I actually had one who tried to message me. She goes, I'm invoking the seal of the receiver of Souls Avalam, and I can see the power of 3 times 3, and I'm like, did I get another one to go to that place? If Avalam decides to meet with me, I'll give him a message to give you because I kind of got Yeshua right back here, and humans don't actually scare me. I'm not dumb enough to escape them. So Tom.
Right on. Glad to see you.
Well, it's good to get support from a professor.
Yeah, I teach chemistry. I do it for
Oh, so you're a science teacher.
Yeah,
That's what.
yeah.
Today, you know, but it was
Yeah,
just,
yeah, I actually.
Max used us to make good.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like the humanities teachers. And like,
They cherry pick what we say too.
one of the kids came up to me and told me that the geography teacher said that
Actually, there at the Portland rally in August
that
4th.
if you don't
Actually,
recognize your white privilege, you get the fuck out of the
I
room.
looked for
You're
myself.
saying to this student. So if you don't recognize Black Lives Matter and stuff, I had a friend of mine who went to school here. He said that the paper he had to write is why whites are inherently racist. So his whole paper was why that
Apparently, they
assignment
didn't
was
like
inherently
the
racist.
use of Portland.
And he got in so much trouble. He had to meet with Bob Knight about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Whatever
She
you
failed
said
him.
did not
He failed that
go
class
along with
because
what
of
you want
it was a big ordeal.
public to
Yeah.
see.
well,
News
yeah,
isn't
but
news anymore.
I think you're
It's like
right. Ultimately, it's going to
everything.
people.
Yeah, and like you see news like vlogs, which obviously I would not even
Yeah,
respect
and that's what I'm good at.
regular
Like,
news
just
or
take
whatever, but
whatever move they put on us instead of like freaking out about it. It's just like, okay, how do we take this and turn it around so that people see the truth and it backfires on them? I've been doing that to the Portland mayor for a while now. Everything he keeps trying to do to us, we just kind of like use it to expose him. There's so much pressure on him right now, especially when he comes out and says he's going to restrict free speech because I had 2 snipers on top of a smart park. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a complete lie. The whole
Yeah.
thing was falsified. So now he's getting so much heat right now.
Yeah.
He won't even talk to the press. So he hasn't talked to the press in almost 2 weeks now about that.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I heard about that.
that was crazy.
A little bit of Fox.
I was sitting in the mall in the kids play area, and I just get someone text me the link to that press conference. I start watching it, my jaw just dropped. I was like, they were like blaming me for putting 2 snipers on top of a smart park. I was like, what the hell, dude? It's just ridiculous. This can't get any more weird.
Right.
So
That
Yeah.
look that he gets when he, whenever
so-
he's talking to someone that's next to each other. He's like,
we're gonna be doing, in terms of announced events, we might go to UW this Friday.
Okay.
She has to be like.
We're doing some other unannounced stuff. I would say the event that's scheduled right now is November 17th. Okay. That's going to be important. That's going to be Terrace Trunk Plaza. It'll be safe.
Yeah.
It's federal park. So
Okay.
Yeah, have you heard about that? It's like you have to ask.
we got people flying in around the country.
Yeah, and she's like, some guy who made the video asking his son.
It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good. Hey, what's up?
You're trying to take care of yourself.
Hey, you're a little late.
Yeah, you know, I'm working.
Yeah.
How's it been going?
Good.
I haven't seen you since
Peaceful.
you're a math teacher, so.
What's that?
I haven't
Oh, wait,
seen
who are you?
John Easley.
You're thinking about my brother, Josh Gibson.
Yeah.
I'm Joey Gibson.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
He kind of looks like me a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, you guys look a lot alike.